Hey guys, Derage here. So I want to do like a little nighttime video with Autopilot, because I've seen a couple of videos where supposedly it's really bad at night. So, you know, I want to do a quick video, see how he behaves at night. On this road, I take this road for my commute, so used Autopilot before, no problems on this road during the day, during sunset or twilight, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, it's doing so far so good. So let's see how the rest of this road's gonna go. There's some traffic here, there's always is, so. And wish it would stop a little bit sooner and maybe more gently. But hopefully they'll improve on that. I should have gone to the other lane, but oh well. Yeah, but so far so good, and I haven't seen a problem with if the road is good during the day. At least for me, it seems to be good at night, but I haven't tested at night as much. So maybe it's premature for me for saying this. So let's see, hold the steering wheel, which I did, and yeah, so far so good. Keeps the right distance, stops when it should. Stays centering lane, which is awesome. So it seems to do really well on this road. Multi-lane roads and stuff. It does really well. I guess it simulates a highway, so it's expected. Yeah, but it's doing so far so good. I don't know why, but I don't expect problems with it, at least not in this road. Like, if I go some of the side roads where it had problems during the day, then I'm sure it will have problems at night even more. But right now, it's doing well. It would help if traffic wasn't this bad, but then again, this is a 45-mile-an-hour zone. Let's see how it's gonna do here. So this is tricky, and we managed to do that. So that, you know, that has some like faded lanes in there, and you know, being an intersection, things like that. So it did pretty good. I guess it follows the car in front too, which helps. And hopefully you guys can see it because it's nighttime. So, and I don't think I have low light turned on or anything like that on my camera, but it should be fine. There's enough traffic lighting things to, yeah. Today actually, and I did another video earlier when it's daytime, I was really impressed with Autopilot. He managed most of my commute. The biggest problem is, like, you know, when a lane over here, okay, you went a little bit too far to the left, but we're good. Still stayed in the road. Yeah, so if you go in, especially like in the middle lane, it works really well. If you're in the right lane, he wants to follow, you know, take exits and that sort of thing, instead of going straight. But for the most part, this is awesome. So today I've driven 43 miles. I would say maybe like at least 30 of those miles are on autopilot. Yeah, at least 30. So most of the time it's being on autopilot and did really well. So much so that I felt bad about the video I did the other day where autopilot completely bunked. But you know, narrow roads and smaller roads and things like that. So this is, you know, me going home, and this is the traffic I deal with every day. And I guess like the later it is at night, the worse it is, because during the day it's not that bad. But I won't come home from work too late, so well, like 5-ish. Yeah, all in all, I was very impressed with it. And hopefully you guys can see it too. This traffic's mess though. We're gonna take some, you know, less traveled roads as well. I'm curious to see how it does. I hope it does well though, because I don't like negative videos. Alright, let's see. Hold the steering wheel. Yes, holding. Okay. You want it to go to the left a little bit. Intersection, and veer off a little bit. I guess I got confused with the lane markings, which kind of to be expected, to be honest. Alright, so we're gonna turn here. So I'm gonna shut off autopilot because we are gonna turn. Because over there it becomes like faster, and I won't be able to use autopilot anyways. Although this is the perfect road for it. It works really well for the most part. 99% of the time. Which is pretty good. I mean, we're not supposed to fall asleep in the wheel anyways yet, so I don't know if that will happen, but so far so good for being nighttime. And even though the display says we're close to the edge, we're not really close. Sometimes it kind of bounces back and forth. Gotta disable autopilot here because, you know, we don't have full self-driving yet, so we're gonna manually make the turn. Horrible. So much work. Oh my god. Hashtag first world problems. Alright. And make the turn. It's in the curve. It does not like to activate on curves. Or straightaway sometimes. Alright. So this road is like a two-way road. And it tends to do okay, but not as well as multi-lane roads. So I'm a little more skeptical, vigilant, cautious when there's cars coming. I actually hold the wheel like you're supposed to anyways. Although the Tesla demos, they always show the guy with his hands were minus in the side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's not dark, but it's right here. But when there's cars, I put my hand in the wheel, so if it tries to veer to the left, I can stop it. Because don't fully trust it yet. It's probably gonna be a while before I fully trust it. And the car in front of me does not have autopilot, or he has a a brand new autopilot because he just went over the grass. Hello. So as you guys can see, I don't see a problem at night. If it drives good during the day in a certain road, it drives just as well at night. At least so far. It's my wife calling. So some little sharp curve over here. I wish it would stay a little more to the right, so I corrected. And you can see as soon as I turn back on, it goes to the left. It's like bias left again. I don't know why, but it does. So we're gonna keep on going straight. Let's see how he manages this intersection. It's a little weird, and he did not so well. Went a little over the right side. Yeah, so this road over here had the problems during the day. This is where it gets narrow and less of a standard road, more of a local, like, neighborhood road. And this is where he bonks, and I know this already. So even though I have autopilot on, I have my hands on here, just ready for anything. But it's my wife again, and making a video, but she doesn't know that. So yeah, as you can see, the road is very narrow. You can see even over here that's narrow. We're gonna take this other road here too, and I don't know why autopilot just shut off. It kind of like almost did it by itself. I was getting ready to shut it off, but I didn't shut off myself. That was kind of strange. Maybe I touched the brake or something, but it wasn't the brake because the Derage, the what do you call, cruise control was activated. So I really don't know why it just shut off automatically. I had the blinker on. I guess he knew I was going to turn and shut it off. But if that's the case, that would be strange, wouldn't it? So this road, it's very narrow, very curvy. It manages okay during the day, but at night, I don't know. Gotta watch how not to take any mailboxes, because mailboxes are really close to the side of the road in a very narrow road. See, and it wants to go right, and it shouldn't. Not in this road, so I corrected. And there's a big buzz, so now we want to go a little right. See, I don't know how autopilot's actually going to deal with that, but there's sometimes you got to make some decisions. Oh, there's a buzz, and let's give him a little more space. I don't think any of those things are counted in yet. Alright, so now we're going to turn, so I put the blinker on again. I want to see if the autopilot's going to deactivate like it did before. Which I don't know why. Alright. So because all the ways we just run it over. Alright, another road where during the day is kind of iffy, and night it's going to be even more iffy. See, we're going over the little I'm not gonna let it go because he needs to know that it's wrong, so I correct it. Otherwise it's gonna think it's driving fine and it's not, right? I think somebody mentioned that in the comments on my fail video. Shouldn't let that happen, you're teaching it wrong, it's like a child. It makes sense. So every time we make corrective action, I like to think the Tesla actually goes in there and studies the situation and fixes something. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I like to think so. Okay, so we're in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. It's very deserted road. Again, no problems in this road, I don't think, during the day, if I remember correctly. This is when I first took it. As soon as the firmware was released, I took around here because there's very little traffic in the weekend, and I could test it. And I know these videos are long, but okay. But you know, I saw somebody make another video at night that things didn't go so well. It was pretty much a fail video like my daytime one. So I went into testing these roads, and like I said, I do not see a difference between nighttime and daytime. It is pretty much the same. The lines were bouncing a lot more when it first came out. Now they're more stable in the local roads. I don't know if that's a sign that it's learning or what, but I know personally I drove this road many times before, so I like to think they learned something. And we're gonna go to the end of this road. And basically I'm going, so over here there's no lanes at all. Even no lanes is doing a pretty good job. It's a little more bouncy than normally is, but it's a pretty decent job for not having lane markings at all and being nighttime. So this is impressive right here, guys. This is really cool. It's keeping up with the grass line. It's not over. It has a little space. There's a, you know, that end over there. It's not gonna stop because I already tested. It doesn't stop. Oh, so you just try to go a little bit right. I'm sorry. Get the other left. Yeah, but that's pretty impressive to be at night and no road markings, and that's the reason why I took this road. Over here is more neighborhoody, you know, so you have, sometimes you have kids playing and stuff, but not at this hour apparently. Over here during the day it gives you the option to activate. Right now at night is iffy, keeps on going in and out. I wonder if I turn on the high beams, if that helps. Oh, it came on, but I'm gonna go very slow here. So it certainly does a lot more corrections when there is no line. A lot more corrections. I can feel like small corrections, and you know, I held it because you wanted to go right again. That's mailboxes. That's mailbox land, so we're not gonna do that. If I get a warning to hold it when the next street coming up, I'm gonna let it. I want to see what happens if you don't hold it. It's not gonna manage this, so I had to take over there because that curve came sort of unexpectedly. So this is another road, has no lane markings, but it does okay during the day. I don't know if the high beams help at all. Actually, alright. Oh. Yeah, you can see that it goes in and out. Autopilot being available, so it doesn't have much confidence in this road. I'm gonna like go slow. There's nobody behind me, there's nobody in front. Just want to see if you ask me to hold the wheel, and then I can say no or not do it. And I realize this is not a long video. Feel free to skip ahead if you get bored of it, but I wanted to do some night testing, which I haven't had a chance to do yet. So far so good, even when there is no lane markings. And this is, I mean, it's a wide road. But it's very good, even though like it bounces around a lot over here. The steering wheel itself doesn't try to make extreme corrections, even though some calculations that it does, I guess it finds the road shifted, but it doesn't, you know, try to overcompensate. So there's a car coming. Sometimes it does corrections, other times it doesn't, but I don't think he tries to overcorrect. I don't know if I turn on the light, maybe you guys can see the steering wheel. No, that really doesn't help much. Yeah. Oh, I forgot I have my high beams on, and I just high beamed that guy. Let me turn off the high beams. Let's see. I don't think there's any difference on how accurate it is. No, there isn't. So this is the end of the road right here. It turns. I know it's not going to turn because, again, I tried that during the day. So yep. Over here, let's see. Yeah, like I said, it's doing really well. No major problems, just a couple. But you know, I'm curious to do one test. I don't know if you guys remember back there, he tried to go to the right just before the end of the road. So I am gonna go back there and see if it's gonna do the same thing, just for the heck of it. So we're gonna go a little faster. This is weird. You see that car turned, but then I'm stopping back there unnecessarily. I mean, the car had already turned and we're still braking. I mean, it's being overcautious, but I guess it's not a bad thing, but it's very annoying when people are behind you. They get annoyed with that. Wish Tesla would fix that. And I highlighted that as one of the problems in one of my reports that I sent to the Autopilot feedback email. So hopefully that gets addressed. So today I drove 50 miles. So here it is, right? It's coming up now, holding the steering wheel. There's nobody behind me, so I am not gonna hold the steering wheel at all. So we have one beep. And it's flashing faster. I know what's supposed to happen, but I want to make sure it still happens with the new firmware. We got 2 beeps. Okay, and now it's telling me auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive. Hold the steering wheel to drive manually, but if I don't, it puts the hazard zone and comes to a complete stop. That is awesome. I mean, yep. So now if you start driving, well, actually you have to take control to shut off the blinkers and stuff. So now I won't be able to test it here because you know, like I said, it said autopilot unavailable for the rest of the drive, so I just had to put in park and then drive again, and now we should be able to test. And yes, I did that in the middle of the road, but it's a neighborhood road, nobody around. But good to know the emergency thing works like supposed to. Alright, so here's the road where we're going before. I'm gonna go 25 miles an hour. And it tried to veer to the right. I don't remember the exact spot that I tried doing that, but we'll find out. He was not here. I know it was before the big sign in the end, and I think we were going faster over here too, so let's duplicate that. I think 30 miles should be fine. I want to see if it's, I don't know if it's like GPS coordinate or something. It's just the condition of the road. It was around here. It was right here, and he did it again, as you can see it. Okay, interesting. So the same spot. Now one more test, just because I'm not in a hurry to go home yet, and I'm into testing this thing. So what happens if I go this way? Same speed as before. So this is the other side of the road. So it's around here. No, this side goes fine. So it's definitely something back there. I don't know if it's GPS related or what it is, but it was definitely back there. Alright, so make sure there's nobody behind me, and we make a nice U-turn right here. Now we're gonna do slow and with the high beam zone, and we want to see if the same thing is gonna happen. Already going in the grass. High beam zone is actually worse for some reason, and slow was actually worse. Let's see. I know it's after the sign, so we just passed the sign somewhere around here. Doesn't look like it's gonna go. So something made a difference here. Either the high beams or the speed made a difference. Okay, we're gonna have to test it again. So we're gonna go just the speed without high beams now. And we're gonna speed things up a little bit. Fast forward. is the end of the fast forward. One more time. This time, should we just go low beans and 18 miles an hour? Let's see if it does it. So it happened twice. It went over here before the sign, and then after the sign. Has some water. Over here it went right here. Yeah, it went over the grass again a little bit. It's actually still doing it. Okay, corrected. It did not happen. It did happen before the sign, but not in the same exact location. It's probably just the road conditions. Anyways. Okay, take over immediately. That was, I don't know what that was, to be honest. Some inconsistent results over here. There's a car behind, so yeah, some very, very inconsistent results. So I don't know what to make out of it. So we're gonna do one more pass. High beans and 30 miles. Gonna go a little further than we did before. Okay. And yes, I always look behind me before I, make U-turns. 3-point U-turns. Alright, so one last test and then I gotta go home. Oh. So high beams. See if that has any change in visibility. He went over here and wants to do it again. Yeah, it's not gonna let it correct it. And this is where, right around here, it's where I did it before. Oh, actually went the opposite. And this is where it stopped the last time. Yeah, it didn't this time, but yeah, that's pretty much. So maybe it's learning. Huh. That's interesting. So where he did it before, he didn't. But there is. I don't think things are that instant though. But I'm gonna do a normal one again because I want to see what happens. That was high beams, so. Oh man, that must be insane. But I am curious though. Alright, fast forward again. Now there's a car coming from behind there. But I'm pretty sure I have time for a U-turn. Okay. Alright, so no high beams this time, just regular, like I did it before, and we'll see where the results are. 35 miles an hour. Before that sign, he wants to go to the right. I corrected before. Is he gonna do it again? No, he didn't. Okay, over here it's when he went again to the right and he did it again. Yeah, okay, so he doesn't learn that quick. Alright, that would be so cool if he did though. part of me kind of knew they didn't, but I was hoping that it did. Alright, so I corrected though. Report a bug. Autopilot went off the road. Well, hopefully they can understand that. I don't know if anybody does anything with that information, but there you have, guys. Autopilot at night. I would say it's 95% successful, and especially like in the major roads, that's like pretty much 100% of the time successful, or almost 98% if you want to be peaky. I think there was one point where I had to take over, but that's it. The rest is all like fringe testing, you know, no markings and things like that. But you know, it's not really bad at all. It did better than I expected. This road, and you can tell this road, like, it doesn't recognize it that well. It's not even available a lot of the times. Yeah, but you know, they did pretty good. Like I said before, Autopilot, yeah, there's some, you know, some situations will do really poorly, other situations will do awesome. Sometimes they'll do awesome and then suddenly maybe go a little bad. That's why you need to be vigilant. So, you know, that's the way it is. I'm sure Autopilot 1 had growing pains as well. And we'll get there. I have faith. Just you know, we'll get there in the right time, on time, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, let me know if this was a boring. Let's see how. Oh, it's just my kitty. Looks like my kitty, but it's not. It's like 38 minutes of Autopilot around the neighborhood. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. And I'm gonna try on this road again, because I am basically using every opportunity I can to use Autopilot and make corrections. And like I said, you know, this road, again, no lines. You're not really supposed to use it, but it works for a reason, right? Like, if they didn't want us to use it all on roads with no lines, they wouldn't recognize the road if it had no lines in it. So I guess the goal is to make every road drivable by Autopilot. So, you know, it helps to train it. But this is Autopilot, nighttime Autopilot for you guys. Take care and have a good night. Bye.